Buy the latest song by Timcast, Coming Home. Go to getcominghome.com. Buy the song on iTunes, and with your support, we will smash those Billboard charts. We got this one from Daily Mail. Trump claims Kamala Harris staged photo of hurricane briefing that sparked conspiracies on social media. You have to plug the cord into the phone for it to work. Okay, this is interesting. Take a look at this photo. Kamala Harris, for those that are just listening, sitting at her desk on Air Force One, it looks like. And was it Air Force Two? I don't know. Maybe she's on Air Force One. Does it say?
Probably one nowadays. Who knows?
That's why I was asking, right? But look at this. She's got an earbud in, and it's and why? And look, it's going down into her lap. And the point is, it's not plugged into her phone, but you can't see the bottom of it. I just want to say this. When was the last iPhone that had a headphone jack? They don't have headphone jacks anymore.
Is that an iPhone?
Well, mine does, but you know what this really...
Yours does have one.
Well, I think, you can plug the headphones into this, but...
the lightning port. Okay.
But you know what worries me about this is the fact that Kamala Harris can have the best technology in the world, and she doesn't have Bluetooth headphones, which means Bluetooth probably does cause brain cancer or something. I mean, why doesn't she have, like, the AirPod Pros?
Yeah, right? You know why she's not wearing AirPods? She wants people to see the cable... Yeah. So it looks like she's doing something important. Do
you remember when she got off that plane and walked past reporters, but then it was obvious she wasn't on a phone call or anything?
Right.
The headphones are a prop.
I
was going to say she's got the earrings in, so she doesn't need AirPods.
Everybody knows this. Whenever you'd see those activists on the street and the clipboards fundraising, and they're like, "Hi, do you have a minute to talk?" You put your headphones in and you just walk, and as you're walking past, you just point the headphones and you just keep going. I'm being polite. I can't hear you. Hey, I'm out of here. We know what you're doing.
I do that with earbuds, but sometimes it's just my hair is covering my ears. I'm like, I'm on the phone. I can't hear you at all.
Well, one of the secrets for them is you just say something like "gay," and then they'll just be like, "I can't talk to you."
I like to say no. I just say no thanks.
Well, what's funny about this picture though, too, notice how the windows are down. We don't even know if this plane's in the air. We don't know. Now you got your tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, it's just no. But let's be real. How much you want to bet that they stage a bunch of different photographs? So they can put them out when they need to for whatever message they need to send.
This was originally going to be Kamala Harris works on speech before a very important meeting in Las Vegas. And they're like, change it, FEMA.
But hold on, let's be real too. What is she signing and what would she need to sign for disaster relief? She's the vice president, not the president. So I don't need to see this from her. I need a 5-second video, a 10-second video from her on Instagram or X where she just says, our hearts are going out to the victims of Helene. We are doing everything we can. We will be with you shortly. God bless you all, and we wish you the best. Help is coming. I would have been like, thank you. That's actually really nice. Let's get to the politics after the fact.
I guarantee she's just making a Stussy sign right there. Did you used to do that in school where you'd make the S? Yeah, the S. I guarantee that.
3 lines down?
Yeah, she's doing that. That's exactly what she's doing. There's no way she's writing anything. I mean, it's just so fake.
I love this story because it's just, what is going on, right? Another fake and staged photo from someone who has no clue what she's doing. However, the angle of the image does not provide a sight line to the port of the VP's phone, raising the possibility their headphones were in fact plugged into the device. The earphones cord falls straight out. I can't believe this is news.
I also think it would be easier to go with she has 2 phones. One is for work and one is for personal, right?
She definitely has more than one phone.
I think that they would just be like, well, you can't see, so you don't know for sure. That's actually a very weak excuse. I mean, the reality is, she does not give candid off-the-cuff remarks well, and so it's easier for them to just take her picture and tell you, oh, she's very, very busy, doing very important work, and she cares a lot about people, rather than actually having to show that she does.
This is the challenge I have. She put out this statement, and I respect it, and I'll give it a half mark, right? She said, I was just briefed by FEMA Deanne Criswell on the latest developments about our ongoing impacts of Hurricane Helene. We also discussed our administration's continued actions to support emergency response and recovery. I also spoke with NC Governor Cooper about the ongoing rescue and recovery efforts in North Carolina. Our administration will continue to stay in constant contact with state and local officials to ensure communities have the support and resources they need. Doug and my thoughts are with those who lost loved ones and those whose homes, businesses, and communities were damaged or destroyed during this disaster. I don't need the photograph. What I need is for you to say it. Because I don't like that this is likely, I'll tell you what this is, and I don't believe it for a second. This is likely a staffer wrote the message up, grabbed a stock photo of Kamala and posted it, and she had no idea what was going on. I don't believe it's genuine. I'd like to see her just make a short video. Maybe she has. I'll check. Maybe she has one.
I'm looking right now, at least on Twitter. nothing within her last 10 of them.
Just a video of her boarding a plane.
She
Yes.
really needs to hire Mr. Beast because that thumbnail sucks. I mean, if you really look at that, does that make you want to see what's really going on?
This image. So she needs like a big thumbs up.
Expressive, something. I mean, how would Mr. Beast rate this?
It needs to be like a big red bold disaster with shadows, like disaster exclamation point.
That would
Beast
make me
reviews
emojis.
political.
Yeah, emojis.
Shocked emojis.
She does have a video about Zelensky, of course, from yesterday. That's the one talking about.
She does.
For him, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Vice President, during my meeting with Zelensky, look at this. It's like documentary production level. Look at this stuff. Yo, Kamala, you couldn't pick up your phone and say, guys, can we do a quick video for the people who are affected by this disaster? I need to say
5
something.
minutes. 5 freaking minutes. It's not that hard for her to
I mean,
do.
I'd take
The
30
people.
seconds.
Right.
This-
Yeah.
I think the conclusion, though, has to be that is actually too difficult for her to do.
Yeah, I don't know why we're acting surprised. Like, we know she sucks at her job, so this isn't surprising that she takes some, half-hearted photo and just posts that. And maybe she does this on purpose to piss us off. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's just the least amount of effort for something that would be easy to do. Just make a quick video.
I don't know. I think Hannah Claire nailed it. Kamala Harris is a low competency individual.
Amen.
yeah.
Do you think this
Her
affects?
staff is struggling with it. That's what this tells me. If they could have gotten a nice little 30-second video, I'm sure they would have. But they know they can't, so they go with the stock image.
Do you think this will affect the state in voting for her from anybody?
Yes,
By her not going?
absolutely.
You do?
Oh, it's going to be the talk of the town, man. We're talking about 2 swing states, major swing states. They're leaning Trump already. And the response is going to be Trump showed up. I'm telling you, look, let's cast aside all the politics. And I'll say this. I appreciate the response from Kamala Harris on the @VP X account. I wish she went a little further with it because I want to see something more genuine. Fine. Politically, Donald Trump was there. And I tell you, man, there's going to be some middle-aged dude who's not very political with a tear in his eye seeing Donald Trump walk up to him, shake his hand and say, we're here with you. Let me know what you need. We will take care of you. And he's going to be like, thank you, Mr. President. And Kamala's not there. And even if it's not a negative thing, it's an absence thing. There's not going to be the person who walks up and sees Kamala and says, thank you for being here. She's not going to have those interactions. Trump is going to massively gain from showing that he's willing to come down to do this, even if it's just political. And I will add one more thing. If Trump's whole motivation is, I'm going to trick these people into voting for me and giving me power by showing up to the disaster zone and assuring them I'm there for them, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. It's better than not being there.
That's what you had that Newsweek article up earlier. The Democrat strategist who was saying, like, Kamala needs to go, it was talking about how the image is really impactful. Like, people, especially where I think it's, I'll have to pull it in a second, but like, we're at 35 days away from the election. 35 days. And they will remember that there were no images of her on the ground. They know that Trump was there. They know she isn't. Like, this is an intentional choice by her campaign. I default to either, number one, she didn't want to go, which I personally feel like is the case. But also, there is a chance that her staff was like, we want to go back to D.C. You should be in D.C. acting like the president, and that's better. They are out of touch with what makes people relatable. That's why they're having such a hard time marketing Kamala Harris.
Well, Trump's going to win rural Georgia anyway. So, I mean, it's going to come down to Atlanta, the bigger counties. So, I don't know. I don't know if this
What about North Carolina?
I don't know. I mean, the governor's in some hot water right now, which I think that was all overblown. But
The lieutenant governor?
what is it? What's his name?
The Republican?
Mark Robinson?
Because they're an interesting state because the governor's a Democrat, the lieutenant governor's a Republican. That's one of the reasons you can indicate that it's a swing state. But, it doesn't seem like it's on lock. I mean, there's a reason she's spending a lot of time in Nevada.
I want to ask you guys about this photo, too, as we're talking about fake photos. Look at this one. For those who are listening, Tim Walz and wife Gwen Walz cheering on Minnesota with nobody on the field. And so I saw this picture, and you can see here, it looks like we got there's about 30 to 40 yards. No, what is it? 30 yards where we can't see what's going on, past the 40-yard line or whatever. And you got Tim Walz and his wife, and they're cheering and standing up. Other people are just sitting in lounge chairs, not really doing much. One guy's on his phone. And the implication that people are bringing up is that this is a staged photo, that somebody went, hey, can we get you guys cheering real quick for a photo we'll post? And it looks so fake to me. I don't know. I mean, look, you don't have to cheer for the team only when they're on the field. Maybe the people in the stands were cheering. Maybe they announced, like, ladies and gentlemen, Governor Tim Walz is here in the field, and then he stood up and started cheering or something. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, they cropped it. So to try to give us the impression that maybe there is, somebody on the field, I think that's 100% a photo op for sure.
It's photo fake.
Yeah, I mean, they're just dancing around to get a picture. Yeah, and I think Beto O'Rourke was at the game with him. I mean,
Right.
It's all just a publicity stunt. But that's why politics are so lame because I think I said this last time on your show, you know, politics is just like the entertainment division of the military industrial complex. So it's like, you know, it gets us all involved in it. But at the end of the day, it's all fake. It's all BS. None of these politicians give a crap about us. So I don't know. This looks so fake. You can, because it's not even the right orientation. It's not even like the perfect 16:9. It's a little off. So it looks like it was cropped. And I think they cropped it to give us the illusion that there is somebody on the field and they are cheering for somebody, when in reality they're not at all.
The people on Reddit are claiming that it's a psyop, that it's propaganda, because there's literally 30 yards of field not in the picture. There's plenty of actual things to rag on in politics. Why do this? And then some people are saying maybe a punt is taking place.
I was thinking that for a second.
I liked your idea that they're announcing him, but it's hard to tell what the people, like, I kind of feel like those people are, you're seeing lots of backs of heads.
Right, they're looking the other way.
Yellow on the hats, you know? It would look slightly different if people's faces were turned towards him.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, quick, we need a cheering photo, so then we'll just head out for the day, you know? Like, maybe he really does love Michigan football, or maybe he just wants to get the good photo and leave. A lot of Instagram girls are like that.
Well, I really look, honest question, guys, right? Because I think about this from time to time. Am I biased? You know, am I biased? And then I take a look at everything, and I'm like, okay, what do I think of J.D. Vance? Vanilla yogurt, a little bit, you know? He's kind of no disrespect. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a savvy guy. He's a smart guy. But he's not a Donald Trump-like figure in a lot of ways. And then I see Jon Stewart on his show with Pete Buttigieg, and he's like, "Oh man, I've never seen anything like this. To go from being the heir of MAGA to I just don't like cat ladies. Like, what happened?" And I was like, "Wait, I don't understand. Like, what's his point?" His point was that J.D. Vance made a crass comment a while ago, and now they're running it. Jon Stewart's acting like that was an apocalyptic scandal, which seemed so fake to me. And then I see Tim Walz lying about his military service record and trying to imply over and over again they served in war. And I'm like, wow, that's a big deal. In some instances, that's illegal. And then people tell me, for having those views, I'm biased in favor of Trump and J.D. Vance. And I'm like, well, J.D. Vance just seems kind of like, no disrespect, but kind of a boring guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, it's worse than that. Kamala Harris said that she worked at McDonald's. And then when she got called out for not working.
Valor.
Yeah, it's stolen McValor. And those people work their butts off cooking those fries all day long. But, you know, this is how we know that she was lying, because when people looked into it, they called corporate, couldn't find any records of her working there. She took it off her campaign website. So, yes, it said that, yes, and they took it down. So if they'll lie about, if they will lie about flipping burgers, then they'll lie about it.
Well, you know, she grew up in a middle-class family. So.
Yeah, right.
That meme is so great, where it's like, the joke is, you know, his team loses, and then they come to him and they're like, "What did you do wrong? What could you have improved?" And he goes, "Well, I come from a middle class family." You've got like a banker who's being questioned on lost funds. Listen, I come from a middle class.
Or
family.
the Tucker Carlson asking Putin why he invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, I come from a middle class family.
No, I think you're right. I think that there is a willingness to lie or inflate. And again, I think this goes back to a genuine belief that they can demand that the American public accept them. I wonder with Tim Walz, like, you know, if Jon Stewart is making fun of J.D. Vance, fine, you know, this is just part of, you know, the political show in America. But Pete Buttigieg also went on paternity leave when there was another natural disaster in America. I mean, this is something that mirrors a lot of what the Biden administration does. And I don't know that you can say, personality aside, like, you don't have to like their personalities. Let's look at their records. I think even if you don't like his voting records, J.D. Vance shows up. Tim Walz is apparently showing up to not even the start of a football game.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Libby Emmons' son Charlie, for her joke where I'll tell it to you. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris who?
We're not taking questions right now. That's
well,
a good one.
You know, and when I think about like Walz, when I think about Kamala, and there's a lot of people that don't like Trump, but we know who Trump is. Like, he is who he is. You know, I feel like he's never tried to say that he's a middle-class guy. He admits that he got $1 million from his dad, and, you know, he's this ultra-wealthy guy. Like, we know that. And at least he's honest, and that's why I like Donald Trump. But these people, like Kamala Harris, that says she's a middle-class family, but she lived in Canada. You know, her mom was a professor at Berkeley, which is like Palo Alto, California. You know, it's like a beautiful place.
Yeah, Palo Alto's the real
nice. I mean, she tries to act like she was born in the hood or something. Like, she grew up in Oakland. I don't even think she lived there very long. So, I mean, at least with Trump, we know who he is. With Kamala, we have no idea. With Walz, we have no idea. You know, he lies about his military.
Just an example real quick about we can't trust the Walz-Harris campaign. Example would be Mr. Tim Pool here. So they've been known for lying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not.
I'm suing them for defamation.
It would be nothing new.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.